Steve Wolgamott here with Pro Rider West Georgia, and I wanted to come to you this week with this week's skill builder. This week's skill builder for week number 2 is going to be the slow ride. So the goal of the slow ride is to go as slow as you can in as controlled manner as possible in a straight-ish line. You're going to have to turn the handlebars just slightly, but in order to do this, you're going to have to moderate that clutch, rear brake, and that throttle. And we're going to practice that today, so follow along to get spun up on the drill. Alright, so the goal of this is to go as slowly as we can. Going to get that friction zone engaged, let that right foot off of the rear brake just slightly, so I start moving forward. We're just going to work on moving slowly forward, trying to keep the bike as upright as possible. Alright, so when I talk about covering the rear brake, that essentially means that I have the slightest bit of pressure on my rear brake right here in this bottom corner. So if you'll notice on a lot of police motorcycle bikes, you'll see this bottom corner gets worn out really much different than the rest of it, because we're not sitting there slamming on our rear brakes. We're moderating our pressure with this little corner down here so that we're not slamming on that rear brake. Not trying to do that. Just trying to be right here with the tips of our big toe essentially, and getting that brake pressure to where it is barely letting us move, and we're able to control it much more with a finite movement than just a big old stomp. So that is what I mean when I'm talking about covering the rear brake. Alright, so that wraps up week number 2 with our skill builders. That's the slow ride. So what we're going to be doing is moderating our clutch, throttle, and our rear brake to go in as straight of a line as we can, as slowly as possible. This is one that you will often see at motorcycle events where you have big rallies and stuff. You'll oftentimes see people going as slow as they can in competitions to see who can do it the best. So work on those skills, that way you can be one of those top riders whenever you go to those events and represent. And yeah, other than that, if you have any questions, just leave some comments down below. Please like and follow and subscribe if you haven't already, and we look forward to next week on week number 3.